shows are individually owned and opinions expressed may not reflect others. Welcome to the Edventures in Tech podcast, talking the latest tips and trends in educational technology to innovate and engage your students. Here are your hosts, Andrew and Dan.
Back and better. This is episode 64 of the Adventures in Tech podcast, live at the Deeper Learning DLNY conference at Kingston High School. Back for the afternoon rapid fire interview sessions, and we are ready to go. Dan, are you ready? You were all discombobulated. Are you ready?
You always have to call me out.
I do.
You do.
I do. I do. I don't think it'd be any other way.
Poor guy was tangled in wires.
You think this would be his first rodeo, but it's not.
Like
64 deep and then some, and we're still untangling ourselves.
I like to keep it fresh.
It's a tangled web of Dan over here, but that's okay. All right, so the morning sessions have concluded. We'll start to talk a little bit about those, but I do want to get to our special guest and have a nice conversation with Andrew Taylor. How are you? Welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me.
So before we get into the nitty-gritty of everything, we like to have some fun with some icebreakers. So, all right, Andrew, this is how we're going to start. We're going to do 2 truths and a lie to start. So tell us 2 truths and 1 lie about yourself, and we are going to try to guess it. You have an advantage, don't you? Because you know a lot about Andrew Art.
I have a slight advantage.
Okay, so just keep that in mind, Andrew. You know, don't let Art win.
I've been losing horribly.
All right, whenever you're ready.
Here we go. I have performed on Broadway. I have been in a major movie picture, and I am starting a new company to do an AI application.
These are good.
These are good.
These are good.
These are good.
Oh boy. I'm gonna say the movie is the lie.
Okay. Dan, you want to go or you want me to go?
I was going to say the movie, but since you've been wrong every time, I'm going with Broadway.
It is Broadway.
I didn't even get to choose, man. That's all right. That's all right. It is Broadway. All right. So that piques my interest about the new company, but we'll get to that. All right. Then we're going to do a little rapid fire, which is, right? Well, hold on a minute. What movie were you in?
It was a. Now I don't even remember the name. I was called to do a walk-on for the movie, and when I got there, they said you're going to be a member of a board meeting, and so that kind of resonated for me. So I was a member of the board meeting, screaming at the people up on stage that they were doing wrong to the kids in the school.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Hey, you know what? Put that feather in your cap. So it's a truth. So you can't go wrong with that. All right. So this or that lightning round. Are you ready?
Yep.
Pick your favorite. Rapid fire. Mac or PC?
Mac.
Google Meet or Zoom?
Google Meet.
Coffee or tea?
Coffee.
Smartboard or whiteboard?
Whiteboard.
Podcast or YouTube?
Podcast.
There you go. Good answer. Microsoft Teams or Slack?
Slack.
All right. Look at
Teams. Does anybody like Teams?
that. That's it. All right. So before we dive any deeper, we got a little bit about some fun with you, but let's start with your background. Can you share your role in education, what you're doing, and then we'll also talk, it'll evolve at how technology impacts and plays a part in your day-to-day work.
Sure. So I'm currently the Director of Technology and Innovations for Chappaqua School District in Chappaqua, New York, down in Westchester, which is just north of New York City. And I've been there for a couple of years. I've been 28 years in public education, done everything from teaching to principal, assistant principal, but spent about 18 of it in ed tech of some.
Yeah, definitely walk the walk, and now you can talk the talk. So, all right. So can I start? I want to ask about this app before you go into anything else. Is that all right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Can you tell us about your truth about your starting a new company with an app with AI? If you can. I don't know if it's...
No, yes. So about a year ago, I was challenged by someone from Carnegie Mellon to find the biggest problem in education and see if you could find a way to have AI solve it. So I went around asking every administrator I knew, like, what is the problem you have? And none of them said anything to do with academics. They all said something related to social emotional learning and student mental health. So I got a team of people together to say, like, how could we use AI to solve this problem and get information on student mental health? And we're developing an application called EdMotions, which uses... There's actually 27 different underlying AI tools that are combined under 4 agents. That 3 of them are student-facing, 1 of them is educator-facing. We call them Emma, Shay, and Ray. Emma is an emotional management app, which is an agent to help you work through your emotions and coach you.
Right.
Shay is a social harmony. Shay gets you off the computer and challenges you to do things in the real world, like shake someone's hand or give a compliment. And then Ray is your reflective, it's mindfulness. And all of that wraps around Aya, which is actually the data dashboard. So we're collecting all this information in a data dashboard so that we can help schools determine what kids need more support inside your school.
Wow.
That's great. So when are you planning on launching?
We're in our we did some rough prototyping. We tested it in some with some students. We're right now looking to develop our full prototype, which will be piloting in the fall, and we're launching in 2026.
Awesome.
Wow.
That's great.
That's exciting.
That is very exciting.
Congratulations.
Yeah, that's great. I can't wait to see it. Is it going to be Android and Apple based? Is it for both or
It'll be web based?
Just all web.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Great. That's cool. All right.
All right, so a few things, since we're talking and with such a rich history in ed tech, and I'm sure, you said this is year 28 for you, it's year 22 for me. Seen a lot of different, waves that gone along the way, but, technology now, and now that you're jumping in and developing things with AI, I think AI is really changing the landscape of different things. So I'm just wondering, through your experiences, what have you seen in, or what do you predict how AI is going to influence, or ed tech in general, but more towards AI, how students learn and teachers teach?
Oh, man, I have some controversial issues on that right now. So, I think that the ideal of content is going to be completely different, right? We don't really need silos of content anymore in math, science, social studies. It might be a whole different skill set that we need to focus on as our core. And to me, it goes back to the fundamentals of thinking. Not just critical thinking, which people throw around, but we have 1,000 different definitions of. If I asked you all what critical thinking is, we'll all probably have a different definition.
Absolutely.
So, but there is critical thinking. There's computational thinking, design thinking, systems thinking, and how they all interrelate with each other. And I think that's going to be the fundamental foundation of education going forward. Because if you can think good, and we found this during COVID, right? The kids that could analyze things and think really well did fine on the assessments if they didn't even get taught half the content.
Right. You're right.
Because they could figure out the answers.
Exactly.
Those are the fundamental
skills. Right.
I also think that we don't teach technology. We say that we integrate it, and we like to say it's like integrated into our curriculum. But listen, tell me, do you use the Pythagorean theorem every day? Do you use calculus every day? How about that chemistry that do you use that every day?
Nope.
But you do use technology every single day, yet we treat it as an add-on, a dessert.
Right.
Why don't we think of it as a fundamental thing we need to teach kids and have a curriculum that is designed out and taught an hour a day, 2 hours a day, that we focus on that, not just integrate it?
That completely resonates with me, because we always talk about the new digital fluency standards, right? And there's no accountability that the state is putting on districts, so it kind of just gets brushed to the side. And you're right. These kids, they live off, they have a supercomputer in their pocket, as soon as age 13 or sometimes earlier. Why are we not using and teaching them how to use technology and involve the AI and responsible ethical use of it in that? I'm just blown away.
Absolutely.
I have to go with you on the same thing, because the digital fluency says, there's typing standards. And for the longest time, I've been pushing it for many years. The main reason that staff is starting to ask for typing programs and typing education isn't because of the digital fluency. It's not computer-based testing.
Right.
They are like, wait a second, these kids are typing on these exams.
Right.
Well, we haven't been teaching them typing.
Nope.
So now that is changing it, not necessarily the standards that were put forward by the state.
And those standards become a checklist, right? It's
Right.
something that we're all
Exactly.
going to check off that we're doing it. But really, if we dig into it, is it really as deep as any of us really want to go with it?
Oh, no way.
No, it's not.
No.
But
Fair
the
point.
one thing that resonates with me is you're talking about the different ways of thinking that we could be empowering our students with, and the idea that content is out there already. We don't need to as teachers, we don't necessarily have to be that purveyor of content anymore. I think we haven't had to be that for quite a long time. So I think that's a hard transition for some people, but for other people, I feel it could be a quite freeing experience where, you go down to the fundamental root of what we're doing. We're here to educate students. We're here to educate people. That's a human being in front of you. It'll give us the time to recognize where the student is at, where they need to be, what scaffolds you can put in place to be there, how you can develop those skills, how you can do that, and then tying that in with what you're working on with that social, emotional aspect to it can really create a culture in a classroom that is maybe for the first time, really student-centered.
I think the one thing it really does is it fundamentally shifts education from product to process, right?
Right.
Because
Yeah.
thinking is not a product, and you really can't. You don't have a product that you can actually grade or
See it,
assess.
right.
You can't see it. Now we have to focus on how do we assess what kids are thinking, how they're processing the information that they're getting, and that's what they need with AI, right? They need to be able to. We need to be able to dig deep into how they're using the AI as a
Right.
tool, not just that they got a paper out of it.
Correct. Right. That's not the product. What do you think the biggest opportunity is right now in ed tech? Is it responsible use of artificial intelligence? What are you thinking from your perspective?
Oh, it's definitely got to be artificial intelligence.
Yeah.
I mean, it's changing everything we do in schools. It's going to fundamentally change. So I was talking to someone, and they were equating it to the internet. But then someone else jumped in and said, no, you can't equate it to the internet, because the internet evolved over time, and it was something that we had, and and it grew. You have to equate it to electricity. Electricity fundamentally changed the country. It fundamentally changed
Right.
everything we do, because before and after electricity, there was a lot we just couldn't do before.
Correct. Right.
That's what we have to. That's what we're going through right now.
Yeah, that's powerful with the AI in itself. You have any questions, Art?
Oh no. What is something that you've worked on in the past year, other than your,
The app?
the app that you're working on? Like, what is something within your district or outside the district that you've just had a lot of fun with?
So one of the projects that we're doing at Chappaqua this past couple of years is we started looking at alternative energies in automotion and motion. So in the middle schools, we used the Edventures kits, which provide an opportunity for kids to build 2-wheel, 3-wheel sort of electric vehicles that they can work on. And then in the high school, we've actually went to developing a fully electric car. So they're building an electric car from the ground up.
That's cool.
And so they're learning all the different components of like what it takes to do solar. But now that we have the car, this coming year when we start using it, we're going to be able to start doing some things like, how do you make the car go longer? How do you make it go faster? What are those things?
Efficiency.
How can we get data out of that to really to tweak the efficiency of the car? That excites me because it's real world. Right now we're getting into the physics. We're getting into the not just the fundamentals of the hands-on part of it, but all of the things that it takes to make things better. And how do we improve on that? It's an exciting project.
That takes me right back to yesterday with the conversations we were having about project-based learning,
Right.
but also, as our guest said, problem-based learning, and really taking on that lens of going out there to solve a problem.
And what I think the next is thinking-based learning, right? This is like not just building something, but you could think about it, and you could develop solutions for things that using different thinking philosophies.
Absolutely.
So we know that AI has really, changed the landscape of education. So, like, what concerns or challenges do you think, we look at how far things have come in 5 years since the pandemic, but what concerns or challenges should we keep in mind as AI and automation of tasks grow, hopefully, and be more adopted in the educational space?
I think one thing that worries me is the fear that a lot of teachers have with cognitive offloading, right? The idea that I can just offload my thinking to the AI and then it's going to do the paper for me.
Right.
And this fear of it, I think, is actually something that we need to, as technologists, embrace. Yes, we can do that, but we do that every day, right? I mean, think about it. How many of you got here using a paper map? Or remembered
exactly.
to decorate, if you had to get diverted because of some sort of something on the highway, could you actually
whatever.
get here without a map? And no, we cognitively offload the mapping to our phones.
Right.
Phone numbers. Do we remember those anymore? I have like 3 numbers in my head that I remember, and one of them is my childhood number that doesn't even exist anymore. So those are things that we've offloaded. We just need to teach kids like when it's appropriate and not appropriate, and where to do that in the process. And I think that's a really fundamental thing that worries me. That like we're doing in schools right now by banning phones, right?
Right.
We're going to end up banning technology. And listen, there's never been a ban in history. Did the say no to sex ban? How did that work out? Not so great, right? The alcohol bans that we had, those didn't work out so well. What does work is educating and teaching people appropriate use and teaching them how to. Those are the things that work. And I'm fearful that we're gonna start banning things because we don't understand it or we can't move fast enough to keep up and use it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. This whole bell-to-bell ban that's coming out, I think it's a greater challenge for the school districts. It's more funding that we have to now reroute within our buildings, time as well.
Right.
Time is money and resource. And I don't know how well it's going to go. I think we should have been more focused on effective and relevant use of technology.
Yeah, it goes back to what Andrew was saying.
Students, because it's not just that bell to bell. These students are eventually going to become employees.
Right.
You know, they're going to be part of that workforce. You know, developing those proper skill sets that would be more effective in a workplace rather than just saying, okay, it can't be here.
Right.
Far more important. Let's teach them appropriate use, right?
Appropriate use.
Instead of just saying don't use it, which they're going to get as soon as that bell rings at the end of the day. That's the first thing they're getting on, and they're not getting off it until midnight or 4 in the morning, whenever
it is.
But they're going to be on it all night, and we haven't done anything to help them learn how to appropriately use it
effectively right?
use it.
Yeah, no, that's a great point. When you look at, there should almost be like a core course that they all have to take from. I mean, it could be some, higher elementary grades, but all the way up and scaffold it up almost as a curriculum and tie it in with the standards, the fluency standards, to ensure that they're using technology effectively, and this is how it can be a powerful asset and tool for you instead of a hindrance, which, like you said, the new regulations that came down are looking at it from that perspective. So, very good. I know we're out of time.
We're out of time. It goes quick.
15 minutes.
So fast.
Hey, this is a great conversation. Thank you.
Yes. No, thanks, Andrew, for coming, and we'll hopefully cross paths again soon. All right, we're here at Deeper Learning, New York, Kingston High School, back with our rapid fire interviews, and our next guest, I guess the best way to put it is the engine of the DLNY conference. We welcome Victoria Sotero. How are you, Victoria?
Good. Thanks for having me on.
Absolutely. So before I'll get my little fun questions in a minute. Can you tell everybody pretty much, I mean, we'll get into what you did for this, but just your background with your role in education currently, for that component.
Oh, sure. I mean, well, I was a teacher in the DOE in the city, and then I became a leader in education up here in the Hudson Valley, and now it's led to leading large professional learning events.
Great.
Long story short.
Yeah, but it's, I mean, and we'll talk about, kind of how you made the beat to the drum with this conference, and plans on how you continue to expand it, make it bigger and better every year. But first, we're going to do a little this or that lightning round. Are you ready?
Ready.
All right, so pick your favorite rapid fire, Mac or PC?
Mac.
Okay, now see, that's two. That's two in 2 days. Google Meet or Zoom?
Google Meet.
All right. Coffee or tea?
Coffee.
Smartboard or whiteboard?
Whiteboard.
Ooh, podcast or YouTube?
Podcast.
Microsoft Teams or Slack?
Slack.
All right. Look at that, see?
That's it. That's good.
All right, so then we're going to have a little more fun, all right?
Okay.
Tell us 2 truths and 1 lie about yourself, and we're going to try to guess the lie. We've been doing okay with this, but we'll see if we can keep our percentages high.
Okay, 2 truths and a lie. I am a bass fisherman. I stay up past 2 a.m. every night, and I am a yoga teacher.
Ooh. Okay.
Oh, those are tricky.
Those are
She's
tricky.
good.
She's good.
I think she's done this before.
Uh-huh.
Oh, man. You guys always make me go first. Oh, man. I'm going to go, the lie is yoga.
I was thinking the same thing. The lie is yoga. She came out really quick with bass fishermen.
Well, I got to be different than you two. I'm going to say the 2 a.m.'s the lie.
Okay, you are all wrong. I'm not a bass fisherman.
Wow.
I have a lot to do with bass fishermen, but I'm not one.
Oh, that was good.
Got us.
That had to do with, our previous guest with sinking boats.
I know.
Strength.
I was like, that's awesome. All right, so let's talk about this conference. Then we can get into, some ed tech stuff and your thoughts on that. But kind of walk us through, like, your planning phase. So, like, tomorrow, do you start planning for next year? Or do you actually take a breather, and stop at 1:59 a.m. and take a before you start planning next year's event?
Or was she planning last night?
Well, probably.
So I'm a beast. We already have our dates for next year. So DLNY 26 is on the 14th and the 15th of July, 2026.
Here again?
It will not be here. It'll be at our new location in iPark. So Kingston, New York, but in the iPark space. So it'll be very...
Oh, see, that was confusing because we were thinking iPark down
by
in
us.
Hopewell.
Yes. Kingston.
Where the brewery was. That's why we're like, Art got very excited when you said iPark for a minute.
We can do the podcast session from the brewery.
Yeah,
that would
that's
be
it.
good.
But that's okay. All right, so the iPark, got it. And so that's the main things that you've already got figured out and
Yes.
secured. I mean, it's been a great, it's been a great conference. And so what are your thoughts like? So, you've already had day one and we're about to, fully launch into day two. Are there other things that you're like, oh, I got to tweak and I can do this and I want to change this? What are your thoughts?
So we're in partnership with Niscus, so very excited about that. I'm burgeoning a partnership with NiceGate, so I'm really
that's great.
excited about that. So there's going to be a more tech presence next year. I'm also working on, we have this thing called Arts and Education. So we have a catalog of all local artists, musicians, or any type of art that you do, any type of fine art. And that whole catalog, I will be inviting all of them next year. So it'll be
nice.
like a vendor hall, but then the superintendents and the principals and everyone who comes to this conference, they can see people that they can bring into their schools for kids.
Oh, that's
so
great.
Instead of a name on a sheet, the local people will come out. So there'll be a lot more of that flavor next year.
And that'll fall underneath the BOCES coasters, right, with the arts and education. So it makes it a lot more funding, be easily attainable. So in that regard.
Absolutely.
All right, so you have done a lot of ed tech, right? I mean, you've been in ed tech, and how have you seen that evolve over time in your career, whether, from teaching, from data, into your current role?
So I'd say AI is the biggest. I did Vital for Educators of New York State this year, so now I'm a Vital Educator. And that curve has been steep and beautiful and will change the entire landscape for sure, forever in teaching. So I'd say embrace it early.
Yeah. All righty.
One of the things, actually, I know you kind of got off track, but we were talking about the conference that you put together. This is our first experience here. I know I'm getting a lot of takeaways here, but for people that are listening that maybe want to attend this in the future, when you put something like this together, what do you envision the participants walking away with?
So I like to think of this as a warm hug. Everyone leaves feeling a little bit cared for.
Like Olaf.
Yeah, exactly. I'm looking at everyone at their internal 8-year-old, and I'm like, how can I care for you? So the food will be a little better. The sessions hopefully are really tailored for people. I like to do, everyone's like, what's the theme this year? There is no theme. I source the best talent in the most current topics,
right.
and that's what we're putting out there. So I think when people leave, they have that like warm fuzzy, not like I'm dragging because I went to 97 different sessions.
Right. I think everybody had a nice warm hug with Cousin's Maine Lobster, the food truck she brought in yesterday.
I
Not
was
going to lie.
complaining about that whatsoever.
And you loved your whoopie pie.
I got my whoopie pie.
Yeah, it's been a great conference overall, and I like the breakdown was really the deeper learning yesterday, right? So with the morning and the afternoon session, and today it's more of the rapid fires, where it's about an hour or so for each session that people get to attend. It's been great. What are your thoughts as far as, I know you said you wanted to partner with NiceGate and others. Do you want a bigger vendor presence? Is that kind of what you're envisioning with that partnership?
Yeah, absolutely. So the reason for the bigger vendor presence is when done appropriately, they actually enhance the experience for educators and for students. So vendors done well, rises all the ships.
Right.
Keep our nautical theme going. So
I thought there was no theme.
more vendors, but purposeful. I'm actually talking to Lego, so I hope for like some hands-on.
Oh, that's great.
Yep.
Oh yeah, we know that contact guy. What's his name?
Joe Sanfilippo.
Yeah, he's our local guy from around here.
Joe is fantastic.
Yeah, and that's the thing when the educators come is they like the hands-on components. Like we were talking about the furniture people over here. Some of those, I was like, I've never seen a table so small with the nice comfortable stools, but it's high. Like the evolution of furniture and maker spaces and all that, and you really get to see it. And it's the same thing when people get to really put their hands on. Educators then say, okay, I've actually used this. I can see how it's practically used in my classroom. So I like it.
So we had been talking like Victoria and I have been talking quite a while about all this. How did the podcasting piece, speaking of saying that we're talking about this here,
new piece,
how did you envision that and how did that evolve? Because this has been a lot of fun for us doing rapid fire, meeting with all the different presenters and stuff this week.
So podcasts were my brainchild this year. I'm glad that you all are here. I wanted your group to come out and attend the conference, and I knew you had this podcast. I actually saw you long ago, maybe it was at an ISTE, and you did it live.
Or NiceGate. NiceGate. Yeah. Yep.
But I saw you do it, so maybe that it could have been your pod that had implanted in my mind. Like, that's really cool. How could I pull this off? Then we have Jonah doing his, and then the other podcasters, I kind of know them in my periphery. So I said, let's do an invitation.
Yeah.
I'm connecting local leaders to them so they would want to, and then the leaders who have come on the podcast have self-selected. So they want to be on them. So it's like a beautiful thing. And then my hope is that the ripple, once you put all these little mini episodes out, the ripple of DL New York will continue a little bit on. So in a way, it's my free marketing.
No, absolutely.
Hopefully we can do our part.
Well, that's our biggest thing, free 99. Anything that's free 99, we're going to put it out there for you no matter what. We already put yesterday's up, and they're rocking and rolling and produced. So it's been a great day. I think we have a couple more minutes. I want to talk. I think we've kind of talked a lot about the conference and the future planning of the conference. And this is year 3.
This is year 2.
Year 2. So it's still in its baby steps and its infancy, and it's got a ton of room to grow. When you talk AI, let's say, in your everyday role, right, at Elster Bosse's, what AI tools are you finding that are the most useful for you?
I like Snorkel AI for a reflective piece.
Okay.
Chat I obviously use all the time. And I actually, on School AI, I made a chat bot for the events so people could troubleshoot and ask questions to the
that's
bot
cool.
instead of only Victoria.
Emailing
I
you.
was not able to release that out to everyone that they could use it. But next year, I would just love to have a little iPad with my beautiful chatbot on that
Like an
people could,
FAQs, here you go.
yeah, like where do I go? What's for lunch? When I designed it, it was like, what is the best session for me? And then you could put in your criteria, and then it would show you some
that's
session
awesome.
choices. So I'll do that again next year. It was
Yeah.
just
I
fun
need to
make
try that for our help desk.
Yes.
Seriously.
No, seriously.
Like, yeah. I mean, if you think about it, now we're going off the rails, but if you think about all of these companies, whether they're subscription-based or anything, they have that little chat in the corner where, okay, you could get a representative, but if they're able to, kind of like a level 1 troubleshooting, why not?
Yep.
Well, we got to look at that. Now you've just given Art. He's already
Oh my God.
he's already AI coding it over there,
But that kind of brings us back to talking AI education. Everything we're doing is how is this going to change the way teachers teach, students learn. Talking about creating those chatbots. I mean, I've been using that School AI chatbot for classes I teach. I take my assignments, I take my rubrics, I put it all into there, and launch that chatbot to go along when I assign projects or work to my students, and have that extra thing on the side. So if look at that one little aspect, but AI in terms of our teachers or our school leaders with data and everything there, how do you really feel that this is going to change the way teachers teach and students learn?
I think it allows everyone to level up, because if you think like if the student can answer the question, let's just say School AI because it's Ed Law 2D compliant. So if you go into that and you ask it a question and it gives you an answer, that can happen, right? So it's like we have to think of work that will be inspirational for students that they can dig into.
Right.
As Young Zhao was saying yesterday, that can be really, truly personalized. Like, what are they into, and then go after it, rather than our current or old factory model.
Yeah. You want to harness what their interests are and kind of build upon it to make sure they're prepared for whatever their future is going to bring, them. Is that our cue to be quiet? I figured. I'd ask the organizer. I'm hearing the announcements in the background. So, well, Victoria, thank you. We will definitely have to have you on again, where there's not a time crunch and you're running around like crazy. We know you said you're a beast, but we want to make sure that we give you ample time to be able to discuss about ed tech and everything. And maybe we can have you on an episode soon. A couple months from now, we start to sneak peek some of DLNY 2026. So, thank you once again.
Thank you.
All right, we are up to one more interview here at Deeper Learning New York 25 Conference, wrapping up the afternoon session. And our guest now, we've known Julie for a while. I mean, it's got to be, I know, really long time. And you got your doctorate recently, right?
I did.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Where's that applause button you have on
can I
there?
get those or a bell or
now
something?
you're putting the pressure on.
You called me out earlier.
You had just wires all screwed up, right? That's all. So, but yes, congrats to that. I should have had, the good old for Dan when he tangles all of his wires. That's just Dan's theme song right there. But anyways, so Julie, welcome to the show. We're excited that you have joined the Adventures in Tech podcast. All right. Before we get into some interview questions about EdTech and your current role, we've been doing a lot of like icebreakers, some quick things. So we're going to have some fun.
Sure.
We're first going to do 2 truths and a lie.
Oh, geez. Wait, are you going to give me 2 truths and a lie?
No. You're going to tell us 2 truths and a lie about you, and we have to kind of figure it out.
Okay.
I
So-
am over like everything this week.
Yeah, I think you just won on the last one, so we'll all take a guess.
He was wrong again.
Oh, you were right.
I went
That's
the
right.
opposite of him.
Yeah, because
Okay, all right. I never want to be in education. I love bungee jumping. And I have a Harley lowrider motorcycle.
all right.
I do have my license.
Okay.
Wow. I'm going to be wrong. So
So that's
I
just go
think this
first.
might be your time, though. You might be right.
You know, Julie. Come on.
I know, Julie, but I'm going to say that you had never planned on going into education.
That's the lie.
That's a lie.
Okay. Final answer, Art.
Oh, that might have been the truth, actually.
Yeah, I think
Here we
that
go.
one was the truth.
All right. What do you
So-
got?
So it's the Harley, or what was the other one?
Bungee jumping.
Bungee jumping.
Yeah, I'm going to say bungee jumping's a lie.
I'm going to say the Harley's the lie.
Oh, wait a minute.
One of us is going to be right. Here we
Yeah.
go.
So, well, actually, Art is correct.
Hey!
No, he's,
Where's?
no, he's not. I'm just kidding.
Oh, I was going to hit the applause.
Where's that? I didn't sing.
Sorry. No, I don't like heights.
So no bungees.
No.
Oh, Dan again. Look at that.
That's it.
Hey, at least I maintained I was consistent all. Like,
You're wrong all the time. All right, one more game for you. We're going to call it this or that lightning round. Okay?
Okay.
Pick your favorite rapid fire. Are you ready? Mac or PC?
Mac.
Google Meet or Zoom?
Zoom.
Coffee or tea?
T.
Google Slides or Canva?
Google Slides. Google Slides.
Docs or Microsoft Word?
It depends. Word.
Word, okay. Chromebooks or iPads?
What's a Chromebook? Oh, sorry. I passed.
ChatGPT or Gemini?
Chat.
Okay, and Sheets or Excel?
Excel.
All right.
All right.
We're good. All right,
Did
so
I win?
well, there was no really right answer. It was just preferences.
I don't know about that, but okay.
Everybody's got. Most people, it's been funny. A lot of people are into the Mac realm. Believe it or
That's
not,
it.
it's
Art
been.
is the only one here that is not.
I live in the Android world.
That's
It's
it.
It's all right.
I rock both, but no, I'm a Mac girl.
I hear you. So, Julie, let's start with your background. Can you share your current role in education and how technology plays a part in your day-to-day work?
Sure. So at Ulster BOCES, I'm in the Educator Edge department, which is part of instructional services. I am one of the supervisors. I'm specifically a supervisor for model schools in New York and distance learning. So my everyday is, multiple things. Training sessions, organizing training sessions for our districts and even outside of our districts, putting together distance learning programs for students.
Right.
Just about anything, helping people purchase software, hardware, working with vendors, partners, sponsors, just about anything you can think of in regards to educational technology.
So you would say it plays a slight role in your day-to-day job, right?
Just a slight role.
That's it. All right.
So that has me thinking, because you have your pulse on everything. I mean, all the interactions you're dealing with your daily jobs. Plus, if you haven't seen Julie around, I'm surprised, because she's leading at pretty much every conference
Absolutely.
that we've ever been to, and her voice is out there, very strong and a great asset to the community. But with that in mind, looking at everything that's happening now, what do you think the biggest opportunity we have coming up regarding educational technology and its role it can play?
That's really hard because, I'm sorry, I don't know if you want me to stop or, okay.
No, you're good.
Sorry. That's really hard. Wait, give me the question again because
We lost- I'm just thinking, we can talk about AI as part of it too,
yeah,
but what are the biggest
I kind of don't. But
Right,
go ahead.
it's one of those things. But with everything emerging so much right now and so rapidly, and over our careers, we've seen a lot of things with ed tech. But right now, it feels like we're kind of at a point now where things are rapidly changing. What opportunities do you think we have going forward?
I'm going to say unfortunately, and you're going to say, like, why unfortunately? But yeah, I kind of would like to stop talking about AI, not new. However, maybe it's going to be that inroad to help with computational thinking,
Right.
to help with media literacy, to maybe even help narrow that divide. I do see, even in our region, more and more people are having the conversation. They don't want to be left out.
FOMO.
So, yes. Yes, so what I do is kind of sneak in those other things, like the media literacy and the computational thinking, because I really don't want people to be AI, and like it's something separate.
Right.
Hoping, and our standards didn't necessarily do it, but hoping people recognize that this is, like, you know, not gravy on the side, but gravy mixed in the mashed potatoes. So maybe AI is going to be that impetus to help with the other things in educational technology.
Yeah, because I mean, one of the things what we saw is, I mean, ChatGPT hit the scene like 4 years ago now.
Yeah.
A lot of people stuck their heads in the sand. It didn't go away.
It wasn't going away.
And it wasn't going to. It is continuing to grow. We have new products. We have evolutions of products. So some people jumped on board. Some people said, all right, hey, listen, this is going to happen. Let's, you know, tread lightly, but let's tread forward. You had others that were like, we're not going to tread. And now they're like, oh, wait a second. How do we get back into this?
Yeah.
Right.
Which is kind of prolong that conversation of AI, because you have some of us that were like, all right, we're there, we're living it. And we have those that are trying to jump into it now. You know, some in the shallow end, some are still dipping a toe.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so it's kind of like, there's still like, it's still that like dessert piece. Like, oh, do I want dessert or do I not want dessert? We're like, no, this is part of the food groups.
Yes.
Like, you gotta.
Can my waistline afford the dessert? Art?
Comes
I
with
don't
the
know.
dinner.
And now it's like,
price
no.
fixed.
It's part of it. Like, you gotta accept that it's there, and you know.
It's the entree.
Yes.
Well-
Hoping it's kind of like, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but hoping it's kind of like whatever online synchronous program you use, like Zoom or Meets or whatever, because right before COVID, we were.
All in person.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
we were all on the web, on WebEx or whatever tool.
Moodle.
Moodle. We were all on the online tools, and we were trying to tell people. Nobody
Right.
wanted to hear it. And
Nope.
then you had no choice. So maybe AI is the same thing. I don't know.
So one thing I want to go back to is what you said, and it's kind of great. This is awesome that this is our last interview, because you said something that echoed back to everyone that we were speaking about when it comes to technology, opportunity, AI. That it was about the emergence of AI did all these things we were saying, but perhaps, you know, it will allow us as educators to focus on the things that are really mattering now. So whether it's like, oh, I'm learning how to use AI, but, you know, when we're looking at what our students need and everything going forward in the world they're going in, we need to be able to create inclusive learning environments for all. We need to be able to empower students to, you know, pursue their passions, to have student choice. And we always talk about student-centered classrooms, but are we really doing it?
Right.
Are we really using inquiry? Are we really using design thinking? Are we challenging them to be empathetic? You know, having this tool here that makes the administrative task for teachers easy, the ability to differentiate easier, the fact that content is not the main role of an educator anymore because it's there. It's been like that for a while. Perhaps now we can focus on that computational thinking, that you know, those processes that will really empower a student to take ownership.
Well, that was like part of that was my dissertation, specifically on the standards, but looking at the TPAC framework and what is our technological pedagogical content knowledge in regards to, I did elementary teachers, because I'm an elementary person, and us, people like us, ed tech leaders, and just doing your own self-assessment of where are you and what do you need, and then from there, how can we move forward? But it really is about the content and the pedagogy. Tech is a tool.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a tool.
It is.
And we've been using AI and all those assessments for eons, right? They just, the tests where the kid goes up or down or whatever, that's been AI. But the problem is we don't take them off those, you know, sit and click things and put them on something like a book creator or a WeVideo or a creative tool. And that drives me crazy. We look at all this data, but then we don't move forwards, like you said. So what's the access, but also what's the way in which you're accessing it and using it? And then screen time. Yeah, well, there's different kinds.
Right.
So
Absolutely.
if you're sitting there and just clicking on a thing to get to the next one, but
Right.
you're not getting the opportunity to create something, then yeah, that's a problem.
That's that whole consumer producer piece that we always talk
Yeah.
about.
Yeah.
So I think we're getting yelled at. They're ready to move on. I'm seeing the panel on the stage. So I think we're going to wrap up. But Julie, listen, you're close enough by. We can get you in.
Yes, I would
love that.
on an interview. We
I'm
can
trying
phone
to
you
get
in.
a selfie at the same time that they're talking to me, by the way.
Oh, with us?
Yes.
I hope you have a panoramic image or something, right? We'll try to get in there.
There we go.
Oh my God, can that work?
There he is.
Oh wait, I didn't get me in there.
There we go.
We're good. We're
It
good.
kind of worked. I don't know.
Julie, thank you so
much.
for joining us. This has been great, and we're going to cross paths. We'll see you at a conference coming up soon.
I want to say thank
Find
you guys.
Andrew on all socials at @Nicola Tech and Dan at WCSD Tech DR.